I think one of the big misconceptions that I get on a regular basis is folks will say, I need help in my business. I'm going to get an intern.
Hmm.
And what they don't realize is interns are usually more work than you get
Right.
benefit from. And legally, that is the case, to be honest. If you look at the labor laws in your
Yeah.
state,
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
it, it legally has to benefit the intern more than it benefits you. And so what I
Exactly.
typically will say to them is, no, you need an assistant that you
Yes.
pay. You
It's
don't
just
need
thinking that.
an intern.
Right.
Well, these are the projects that you're like, gosh, someday it'd be great to do fill in the blank, right?
Yes.
Those are
Yeah.
perfect intern projects for you,
Right.
right? Because they're not mission critical to your business. They're nice to have, and you can package them up and say, hey, intern, go play with this, right?
No, I think that's a great point. And sort of making that differentiation of, is this right for an intern? Is this right for a VA? Or is this something that AI could, I can automate through an AI system? I think are three really important buckets to look at. And I think when working with interns, for me, it was great to feel like, okay, what's some really like deep think projects that are going to require, weeks and weeks and weeks to think through, have a lot of different elements that maybe is not right for a VA that you're paying hourly, or, some of those admin things that need a quick turnaround fall more in that bucket of a VA. Because if you're going to try to assign that to an intern that's also managing coursework and a social life and everything else that goes in the college world, they're not going to be the ones that are responding to emails for you or scheduling things on your calendars. So, yeah, I think that is another really important thing to think about when bringing on an intern. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to disappear in 3 months, right?
Exactly. Right.
And they
Right.
should be getting school credit.
Right.
Should.
Right.
Now, some folks have someone who shows up on their doorstep, or like a friend of a friend or a
Yeah.
friend of a friend's kid, or, whatever, that says, I need help, with my friend's daughter who needs experience, or son or whatnot. I think it's important to talk about that because there are a lot of folks that need experience and they're not getting school credit. So you have a decision to make. Do you want to support them getting experience without school credit and making that decision? I often say, or well, I'll just say it this way. We don't pay our interns right out of the gate.
Hmm.
We try to find interns that need school credit.
Hmm.
We say these exact words. If you prove to me that you are a rock star and you show up and you follow through and we create a project that you show me you are a rock star on, then the second project, we will create an opportunity to have a paid project. We will carve out a goal for that project. You hit that goal, we'll agree to a project price. And when you hit that goal, I will pay you when you complete that project, just like a consultant would. But we don't pay you X dollars an hour just because you show up and put your butt in a seat.
Right.
Just like
Right.
an entrepreneur doesn't get paid to just show up. So, an important distinction, I think, for folks.
And I think that's a great point, and actually somewhere that I have been nervous to explore because the legal ramifications of working with a college intern are very cut and dry. You understand in black and white, they are getting college credits for the work that they are doing for you, as long as you're proving everybody's getting value out of it. For me, it's a little more of a gray area when you just have someone that's interested in what you do and maybe want to learn. So I'm glad that you brought up that point and maybe a conversation for a later date. I think you did a great job of explaining a way to manage it, but some of the legalities of that have made me a little nervous to
Yeah.
jump into a relationship like
And
that.
and
Yeah.
it should make you nervous, right? Because you've
Yes.
got to be careful. So my advice to folks, I had a member ask me about this the other day. I say, don't call it an internship, call it an apprenticeship, call it something
Okay.
else, make up a different
Even
word,
better.
right?
Yes.
Just call it something else.
Yes. Right.
We
And that's
used
a
to have
great
a,
way. Yes, to protect yourself. I mean, because we always want to be protecting ourselves
yeah,
as business owners.
yeah,
And, you never know. Hopefully, you're always working with good people that are on the up and up, but you never know out there. So I
exactly.
think that is an excellent point to think about when you're bringing on someone to do. It's not necessarily free labor.
No,
There is the exchange, but when there's
yeah,
not money,
yes.
going out the door, things to
Yes,
think
you
about.
have to be careful. We used to have a program we called Experience Ship, where folks that were getting back into the workforce. So net, just get creative.
Yes.
Most of the schools have moved to a platform called Handshake because it makes it easy to then connect. So you want to list your internship. You want to have a good description, an attractive description that makes it sound fun, frankly.
Yeah,
You've got
that's a great
You
point.
guys-
Yeah, I
That's a
even
really good
asked
point.
AI, I'm like, how can I make this appealing to somebody in Gen Z? So yeah, that's a
totally.
great point. Yeah.
Yeah, don't make it sound boring. I mean,
Right.
come
Yes,
on.
exactly.
Let's be honest,
Right.
right? So you got to make it sound marketable. List it on Handshake, but also connect with the Career Center, right? Connect with some of the professors. I know at SDSU, where you both had interns, there are some departments that have mandatory internships. Now, a lot of the universities have gone away, pulled back on mandatory internships, which to me is insane and terrible and
I
doing
agree.
like a disservice to these students, but be that as it may, there are some programs that still have mandatory internships. Figure out what programs those are, make friends with the professors and the department chairs, and find them on LinkedIn and send them messages and say, hey, here's my listing on Handshake. If you have any students that you recommend, let's connect. Go offer to speak at their classrooms as a guest speaker. Because I taught college and I know I loved bringing in guest speakers. And guess what? After your talk, say, hey, I have internships, and you're going to get an army of interns.
I think that
Yeah.
is a great, and not many people speak on that. So I love that you just sort of gave us the black and white process of here's how to do it, here's how to get the word out, here's the right people to connect with. Because for me, it was a mystery, especially going out on my own and becoming an entrepreneur. Had I not run into this program, would have had no idea how do I get interns and interest from potential interns. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun.
And yeah, and I would love to add kind of like on how to get interns, but also kind of how maybe to filter to getting really ambitious interns is at like you at USD or at any college, not only just going to speak in the classroom, but they most of the time they have like business clubs, like women in business is one. They have like finance fraternities. And so a lot of them, if you reach out, they're looking for speakers, but also they're looking for, to set their students up with an internship. And so I feel like that would be another way that I would say you can kind of filter to have the top of the top students as well, and it's very niche and also a very niche subject. So like there's finance fraternities, there's finance clubs, there's accounting clubs, and so being able to find an intern in that specific section as well, I think would be really great. And also even schools who don't require internships, a lot of them will give in like class credit in exchange for an internship. And a lot of students, especially juniors and seniors, don't want to take another class. They'd rather just do an internship for experience. And so I think that that's another great area for universities who aren't requiring internships, but a lot of their students still are doing internships in lieu of college credit. So
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I just did this, Naliyah. Women in Business at SDSU
yeah,
went to their LinkedIn page. I did speak at that business club about a year and a
yeah,
half ago. So I just went in, I messaged them. I said, here's my internship link on
yeah.
my website. It lives on my website constantly, year round.
Hmm.
Little application form, little video, like
Yeah.
marketing my internship. Here's the link.
Yeah.
Hey, can you share this on your club, little
Yeah.
internal messaging platform, please?
Definitely, definitely. Such, yeah, I mean, that's such a good tip for people who are going out and looking for those.
Yes, brilliant. I love it. Okay, go find an army of interns. It's so
Right.
much fun and such an amazing way to give back and help the
Definitely.
next generation because this next generation needs experience. There's so many amazing college grads that haven't been able to get the experience that they need to get into the workforce. Like,
Mhm.
it's really the underemployment rate for recent college grads is really, really high right now. So give this generation the opportunity to get resume building, give them internships.